8:07 on the nose. This is the second day of Rocktober in your 2018 Anno Domini. This is the Denken's Den.
The views expressed by the host during his monologue are those solely of his own, not those of Westfield State University, the radio club, our underwriters, or those students slowly walking to class at 8 o'clock in the morning. And now...
Here we go.
You know what, Pete?
What's going on, Ken?
The past week or so, my television viewing habits have been messed with.
Really?
I'm a creature of habit. I like things my way. I like my routine. When I'm thrown out of my routine, I get kind of squirrely.
Uh-oh.
Yes, we all know that Big Brother ended last week.
Yes.
I can handle that. I knew that was coming.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, after the next break, I will be gloating at Bob because once again I chose who would be winning this year. A slew of other television shows all started up in 1 week.
Yep.
I think there are still a few on my DVR that I don't know if I will ever get around to.
Uh-oh.
I may have to pick and choose what series to commit to, so I don't end up like a 20-something in mom's basement eating Hot Pockets and channel surfing because your part-time job at the sandwich shop allows you that freedom.
Oh, my God. That's funny. Yes?
Pete's making me laugh. All that I can deal with at home, all right? I can watch any recording on any television in any room. Mm-hmm. And in my case, even my bathroom. Yes, I can watch television in my bathroom. I first saw this back in Vegas 15 years ago. I knew I had to have it at home. Some people do crosswords. Some people read a book or a Kindle. I watch the news when I'm sitting on my throne. Some of you may think that's the proper place for that, especially if it is the fake news like PMSNBC or the Clinton News Channel.
PMS.
But enough of my bathroom habits. You already heard TMI.
TMZ? What?
What I really had an issue with was with television during the daytime.
Really?
It is 2018. When the Kavanaugh hearings came on, did all the national networks have to carry it?
Yep.
There are at least half a dozen dedicated news channels on your television lineup. Dedicated channels.
There we go.
Granted, some of the news sits much better depending on how much Kool-Aid you have been drinking, but the important thing is that there are multiple news channels to go to. We all have cell phones. We can all get up-to-the-minute information whenever we want it.
Yep.
Oh, no.
Many other cell phones will live stream the hearings, if you know where to look for it.
C-SPAN.
Why, oh, why did you have to preempt Maury? I don't have any issue with you cutting into my television in the case of imminent danger, like a tornado or something.
Oh, God,
but that wasn't the case.
Kavanaugh is dangerous.
It was an opportunity for the mainstream media to Monday morning quarterback what we just saw with their own twists and skews to what you just watched with your own eyes. And because they had to have commentary afterwards with their opinions, I will never know if Julio was, in fact, the father. And yesterday morning, everything was interrupted to announce the new and improved NAFTA. Trust me, most of the people trying to watch Maury don't have any clue what NAFTA even stands for or what it's about.
It's a breakfast cereal.
I bet that by the end of the week, because it was Trump who was involved with this, somehow it will end up being bigoted or sexist. Bob's ears are starting to smoke. I'm sure several people just threw something at their radio or television.
Yeah.
You have to remember, folks, this is a monologue. It is not an op-ed. in the Washington or Huffington Post. This is satire. Humor. Most of this is not my opinion, nor is it factual news.
Right.
Do your research and come up with your own opinion. It does not matter what I say or think. But yes, it does skew a tad bit to the right.
Yes and no.
But then again, you have to remember that the word right is actually used to designate one of the parties. Mm-hmm. Besides, Westfield carried Trump in the elections. Mm-hmm. I love playing up to the in crowd. Let's pay our bills. We'll be back right after this.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Commercial Distributing Company of Westfield. Now in its third generation of family ownership, Commercial is one of the premier beverage distributors of Western Massachusetts. The Placek family and the staff of Commercial Distributing wishes you good times throughout the year and urges you to drink responsibly.
Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield.
We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646.
Thursday morning from 6 till 8, it's Patrick Berry, owner of the Westfield News Group.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
818 and a half beat. You pulled it off.
And now we're here.
Oh my God! Peter, that was one of the most explosive breaks that we've ever had. I've never seen Kathy Palmer almost raise out of her chair.
Oh yeah, I saw her
If she
looking
had
over
her
here
hat
like.
pin, you would have been in trouble.
Abby, it's a good first day for you to be here.
Yeah,
Pretty
And you know what? To be honest, I knew that I was going to have an intern here, so I did skew a little bit more than what I normally would on that.
That's true.
Yeah, I did that on purpose. That was
Playing it up for the new
that was initiation.
Are you
Because
going to
initiation?
I usually don't go that far.
No, you don't.
Yeah,
But-
See that Pete says I usually don't go that far, so that really was an initiation, Abby.
Right.
It was
I have
Abby,
gone through
but
the gauntlet.
honestly, he gave us the finger. I've never seen you do
Yeah.
that.
Hey, it was the teacher finger. It wasn't that finger.
I know.
Speaking of which, if you're watching us on Channel 15, we can't edit that out, so I apologize.
Oh my God! Oh yeah.
But if you want to see what's going on and you don't get Channel 15, WestfieldTV.org. That's WestfieldTV.org.
I like how he segues that.
Hey,
I
listen.
know.
Lindsey Graham gave almost the.
We're not
finger.
going in that direction right now. We
right.
finished
Sorry.
that during the break.
All right.
Okay,
Not to
done.
let out. Never mind. Okay. All right. We had our comeuppance during the break, so let's get back to loving one another.
I need you to think.
You know why
like
we're going to
that.
love each other? Because it's the second day of October
Yes.
in the year 2018. Anno Domini, this is the Den. That's why we're going to love each other. We all love each other in the
Who
Den.
are we anyway?
Ken's Den.
Who are your guests here today around the studio? Yeah,
Just play.
I can't hear it. What do you?
Put your headphones on,
It's not-
Bob.
They're not working.
You've got multiple pairs of headphones
Yeah,
in
yeah,
front of
I've
you.
got-
At least
no.
one of them
Come on,
has
Bob.
to function.
No. Okay.
Yes, you can dress them up,
No.
but you can't take them
Not a
out.
second.
Yep.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, Ken Stomsky behind the
I
microphone.
think he's found some.
FIM
That was a
each
prayer
and
of me.
every
Yeah.
Tuesday in front of the Radio Millennium Board, and I need to be on the correct screen if I do this.
Yes.
Because I want to do it properly.
He's delaying.
Especially since one of our interns are in here now. I said one of our interns instead of our intern.
No, it is
intern.
Abby the intern.
But I said it plural, and I need to correct myself, Bob.
Okay. Gotcha.
All right. Kitten of the Keys, Sherman Meow, behind the Radio Millennium Board. And my side chick, my hot side chick,
Oh, please
Kathy
don't go
Palmer. Now, Kathy Palmer.
There's a story behind that
I'm
sound
glad he
effect.
didn't look at me.
Kathy Palmer asked to be called the side chick before she knew what it meant.
Okay.
All right,
knew,
so
I
that's
knew.
not until I told you. But she demanded to be called side
I
chick
did.
instead of sidekick.
At my age, it's exciting.
Yeah.
Trust me.
And she gets this
When you hit your
When
dodo.
she said moo,
Because-
has nothing to do with
because
anything.
she lives up on a dairy
Okay.
farm and deals with cows.
All right. Thanks
I
for the
deal with the
context.
guys.
I really needed that.
Yeah, I've got to clear things up. And unfortunately, the only thing I have ready to go for Bob that might work is this.
Is that a mule or an ass?
That's because you're a Democrat, Bob.
Take it in context.
Oh,
Bob.
for
Take it in
God's
context.
sakes! All right. Yes.
Bob Plass hanging around with us, and intern Abby is brave enough to sit in during the.
We mellowed her in during
Podcast
Bob's
this
because
morning.
Jay wasn't here today, so she became the sidekick.
Okay.
She was great.
All right. Sidekick or side
And she
chick?
is.
Sidekick.
I will be the sidekick.
Sidekick.
Very, very good.
I would
That's
prefer
good
that.
because I only want one side chick, and my one side chick will always be
The
Kathy.
only one.
Kathy Palmer, yes. And in this
One
day and
and
age,
only.
that's the only. You've given permission.
Big side.
You've given permission for this.
And you know what? Once you learn about Kathy and get to know her, you're just gonna love her. You just call for Kathy, and she's like an angel descending down from heaven to
I have
help
no
you
doubt.
and be on your side.
I'm calling her in the afterlife.
Yes, yeah. Oh my gosh, you're descending right here from heaven.
That's the sound it makes whenever she starts to rise out of Moose Meadow Brook.
Moose Meadow Brook. There you go.
Lady of the Lake.
Lady of the Lake.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's right.
let's move it along
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
gentlemen.
Okay, we'll move it along.
Are we checking?
For the last time now until sometime late January or February.
Oh my gosh,
Oh my God, Bob!
I've forgotten
Oh my
this.
God.
Oh my God.
Peter.
It is the last. Well, we just watched the last episode of Big Brother.
I actually watched that. Good God, help me.
You did? Oh my
Watched
gosh,
me.
my spouse James did as well. Oh, Kath, did you see it?
She's
no.
shaking her head. No.
No. Any young? Do you have friends that watch it, Abby, the intern?
I do. I do have friends that watch it.
Yeah,
I
yeah. Of
don't
course.
personally.
Does it
Oh,
drive
no.
you nuts?
Huh?
The Big Brother show, does it drive you nuts?
Well, I've never seen it. So.
Oh, you've never seen it.
So, Abby, here's my standard reaction to this.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
Exactly.
Yeah, I could have said that.
And I will follow that up after the next break with another Family Guy sound bit.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, yes. Hey,
So before we go any further,
Yeah.
obviously it was the last episode of Big Brother. So we know that it was the final elimination. We know that a winner was crowned. And who, out of everyone in here, picked the person who would be winning?
I lost.
You should really be on this game,
I
Kevin.
lost. I know. I picked the Beach Boy to win.
You picked the Beach Boy.
I know.
I picked Touchdown to win,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I was correct.
Yeah.
They have nicknames for all of them.
Yeah. Well, I am so proud.
I thought Mini-Me had an outside shot until he didn't win HOH.
No,
Mini-Me
did
never
not-
won an
Peter, stop
HOH.
it. Stop it. You've gone to the dark side.
No, Mini-Me never stood a chance. It was always between Beach Boy and Touchdown.
Yes, yeah.
Well, that's because they had the pack since the beginning, right?
Partly, yes.
Yeah. See, the
that
Beach
crazy
Boy,
six
Beach
group.
Boy, Tyler had a
He played everybody.
he played everyone right from the very
And that's
beginning.
why he didn't win. All of America thought
he
he
lied
would
to a
win.
lot of people.
All of America thought he would win. A lot of Vegas odds had him winning, but you didn't remember the gameplay throughout the season. He was responsible for putting a lot of those people in the jury, and Touchdown.
Played a social
she
game.
Didn't have any.
Everybody
she,
liked
She
her.
didn't have any blood on her hands and played a good social game, and that's why she won.
Yeah.
That's why, what's his name? Ross the intern didn't win the celebrity one either. That's why he didn't win that.
No, that's very true. But I love the
played the
Yeah,
same
he's
game.
talking about past series.
Sure,
Past
sure.
seasons of Big Brother now.
This is so wonderful because
Yeah,
a
60
woman
shows
won.
a year.
Yes.
A woman won.
Well, thank God.
And yes, yeah. And not only that, a gay woman won, which is so wonderful.
Wait a minute. Let's go further. A gay Filipino woman won.
Fabulous.
All right. She was not
like,
Caucasian, so big win there for everyone.
it was great, and she's so wonderful. I mean, no, I don't want to go on because
She's
every
nice.
woman is
She's
wonderful.
very
She's
nice.
very nice.
Seemed to come off as very nice.
And quite honestly, most of the guys
She'd
and
kick her
gals
butt.
on the show
Probably,
were
yeah.
really likable this year. It was one of the best seasons ever. I'd say this: if you're going to Google and
there
you've
was
never seen the show,
Wait a minute, there was a marriage proposal on the show. Did
there
you see
was
that?
a marriage proposal.
You had to go there, Pete.
Oh,
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Sorry, I
Where
saw
can we
it.
YouTube that?
I witnessed that.
That was such a horse
These
pucky.
these
It's
women.
a good thing that it's been so long since he's been on. It's been so long since he's been on the show. I need my
Shaggy C.
Yeah,
Shaggy,
but
what do we call him? Swaggy C or something?
You know, we never developed a nickname for him.
He wasn't on the show long enough to develop. He was only on the show 22 days.
Because of the fact that he's living in Gunhaven, New Haven, there's that's probably where they're going to end up living.
What did he say?
They're going to live in New Haven.
They're going to be close enough to Stamford, Connecticut in 2 years to go on Maury. Watch it. It's going to happen.
Oh, quit talking about Maury,
So
man.
he left the show, right? He wasn't in the house because he wasn't quarantined. And then he spent all kinds of times with his future in-laws.
He did. He had only known this girl for 22 days, and he watched the show and threw.
Kim Kardashian?
Yeah, no. Yeah, sort of. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Proportionally, I guess she came a little close.
All right.
And threw.
Yeah, there's the badunkadunk was a little bit.
Order in the
Please
court.
don't even go
Hey,
there.
somebody brought it up. I'm just answering a legitimate question.
My word, help me. God
we're
help
gonna
us.
be
You know, Abby, you're learning now that I'm more like a commercial AM drive-in, morning drive radio than community radio. That's my
Okay,
thing.
there's a
here.
lot of knuckleheads
This
on the
is
radio.
our. This is
Exactly. Yeah.
Every
I'm
station
actually
needs to
known.
have one.
I'm actually known to be the local knucklehead, the lighthearted goofball.
But you are also a lovable goofball, a lovable knucklehead, a lovable Republican or moderate.
not.
All right.
Jesus
All right,
Christ, Bob. Come on.
We don't go
libertarian. Would you stop praying for God's sakes? Please, God, help him.
Hey, would you stop praying, Bob?
Yeah. At any rate. Hallelujah.
Okay, so back to the show.
Yes.
All right, so I won, you lost, but the fan favorite ended up being Beach Boy as well.
Yes, he won $75,000.
$50,000. Oh, combined.
Yeah.
He
Combined.
reminded me so much of Kato Kalin, it was scary.
Oh, he had the
I
same
can
long
see
hair
that,
of
yeah.
Kato
You
Kalin.
should have called him Kato.
Yeah. But we're going to see somebody.
Now that I finally saw the dude.
Who do you suppose we're going to see on The Amazing Race out of all the couples there? I think that we're going to have.
I think they're going to push Swaggy and
Yeah,
Bailey.
they're going to push them too.
Swaggy and Bailey because they're newly engaged.
There was also another couple that was dating too, and I can't remember who it was.
Yeah, who was that?
Haley and Fessy.
Oh, Haley
That's
and
right,
Fessy.
Fessy, They confirmed that.
And Tyler and Angela were also in love.
Yeah, they confessed their love for each other.
To be locked up in a house for 90 days, you're going to end up in love.
You know, all this soap opera crap, you know what?
Not at my age.
That's what they do. They throw a bunch of people in there.
Yeah.
Song
But I
my
like
days.
Kathy. What would Kathy say to all this? And that your speech for Kathy. We've got to. Kathy does that thing. What did that?
That was just it, Bob.
No, that was
the
Elmer
sound effect.
Fudd.
Yeah.
That wasn't Kathy. Kathy does the. Oh yeah. Listen to this, Abby. When we're talking, all this nonsense. Okay, listen to what Kathy, our friend, says. Listen, we've got a.
Mrs. Cockenlocker.
No, not Mrs. Cockenlocker.
That was it, yeah.
No, it's Whiskey Tot. Whiskey Trot.
That's him.
Oh, that's his. Yeah.
Well, let's hear Whiskey.
What are you talking about?
Whiskey.
Mrs. Cockenlocker.
No, not Mrs. Cockenlocker.
That was a character in a radio play we did.
Yeah.
Talking about that?
No.
Whiskey Tango Foxtrot.
Yeah, that
There
one.
we
That's
are.
not Kathy. That's a friend of mine I recorded.
Oh, I always thought that was Kathy.
No.
Oh,
I know.
no.
I was convinced too.
Yeah, doesn't it sound just...
No. This is what I use for Kathy.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay.
Class is in session. It's Westfield historian extraordinaire Kathy Palmer.
89.5 WSKB.
Yeah,
Kathy, as the Westfield historian, is there ever been anything like this program ever in the history of radio?
Oh, heck
in
no.
Westfield? No, that's holy moly.
So I'm very pleased that I got a text that my next guest is going to be running a tad behind.
Okay.
6 people, 1 bathroom, that type of morning.
Oh, my word.
So
Oh, yeah.
he's going to be in shortly, and I'm going to walk right past this break that I owe Pete because
Gotcha.
I need to get into something else right now.
We have to listen to
Oh,
this.
no, not this one, too.
Oh, my word. Did you see this week's episode?
Oh, I am caught up.
American Horror Story Apocalypse. Oh,
No.
Kathy, are you watching?
No.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I don't like
I
scary
don't even
stuff
do
either.
good.
You don't know this either, Abby? Your
I
friends
know
watch
all my
American-
friends watch it, and I don't. Again.
Oh.
Have you cut the cord?
Yeah.
No, I still watch TV.
Oh, listen, she's a reader. She's an English major.
I am a innocent English major, okay?
Yeah, there we are.
Not anymore.
So she deals with words. She'll love my guest next week, who is the director of the library.
Oh, yes.
We
got
deal with a lot of
librarian
books
next
and
week.
words.
Yeah,
We'll be best friends.
Well, best friends. So, yes, American Horror Story.
You know what? 2 weeks ago, snakes showed up on this.
There were snakes on the show.
And then last
Here's why
week,
I don't
there were
watch
more
it.
snakes.
No,
They were milking the snakes, Bob.
No.
Into a ball canning container.
Oh,
Yeah, that's how they get the venom.
Oh,
Yeah, they were milking those.
They were
big,
milking it for
fat,
every
long
That's what
horror
it's actually-
effect that was
And that's
ever
what
in
actually
history.
that's what it's actually called.
I know that.
milking a
cheesecloth.
snake.
I know that. They put the fangs
Yeah.
on. I know that.
Okay.
Well, beyond the
True.
fangs,
I
they've
still
gotten rid of
resist it.
Joan Collins.
What's that line from?
Kenny's over the top today. Look out.
What's the character's name? Meet the Parents. The Fockers.
The Fockers, yes.
Yeah. Greg, I've got a nipple. Can you milk me? Do we have that sound bite?
Oh my God.
No.
Oh,
All right.
listen.
All right,
part of that
moving
movie.
right along.
Right, well, anyways,
Right
it's called
along.
milking the snake.
Let's go back to
Oh,
the snakes.
please, God.
It's called
help me.
milking the
Snakes.
snake, and there, it looks like there has to be 4 or 5 ounces of venom in this.
Well, they've used their quantity of snakes. Ryan Murphy has really come off of it this year. 3 weeks in, and James said to me after we watched it, he said, I can't get excited so far into this program, and we're not going to give any spoilers here, are we? We can't.
It's been a week.
We can't. I don't know. We can't give any spoilers. But I must say, it's so slow moving. It is not. I've been horrified a couple of times. I'm worried that they've gotten rid of a couple of characters I really love. I don't understand how they're connecting Coven, which is a former season, with them. Finally, in this episode,
Because
we see,
somehow the witches had immortality and they made it to this location. That's how the girls from Coven
it's
end
the
up.
end of the world, folks, and we've got a place where you can go to be safe.
Oh, good.
And that's what. Yeah. But
It's the end of the world,
Yeah,
and we
yeah.
got to find that.
So on a scale, on a scale of 1 to 10, my friend, what do you think of this season so far?
I'm at a 6 right now because
Are
I
ya?
know that it takes usually at least 3 to 4 episodes to get into the groove of this show.
See, I'm at about a 4.5 right now.
Yeah.
The only thing that keeps me watching is Evan Peters and the acting of Kathy Bates and all the other stars on the show. The acting is really great. The
Well,
writing is
you
good,
know
but the
they're gonna
storyline is so convoluted. It's terrible. It's like that there's a Netflix show called Maniac right now that makes no sense at
I
all.
want to see that. So
Oh
don't
yeah,
tell
it
me
makes no.
anything.
Yeah.
Please,
And it's all over the place, and you're really this thing is all over.
You have
the
time for Netflix?
Are you pointing to Ken when you're saying that?
Yes,
All right.
yeah.
Because that would make sense.
Yeah.
You actually have time for Netflix?
I do have time for Netflix.
Yeah, I gotta go study.
So Bob,
I have time for reading and Netflix and Pumpkin Fest, our performance in downtown Westfield, our event on October 13th.
So, Bob,
noon to 6.
do you actually Netflix and chill?
Good
I'm
segue.
pardon?
Do you Netflix and
I
chill?
don't think he's aware of that.
I know he's not. That's why I'm asking him.
What is that? Netflix and chill.
Netflix and
nobody
chill.
tell him.
I think it's watching Netflix with a beer in hand.
No, it's not.
What is it?
Oh, it's more exciting than that.
It's a way.
Even Brian knows what that is.
It's a way of
I
saying
think Kathy knows what that
we're
is.
gonna.
What the heck is it?
We're gonna stay in for the evening and make our own entertainment.
Oh, so
Just fill it in, Bob. Fill it in.
Oh,
Fill
right.
it in.
Fill it in.
You know, I'm 73 years old. There's no way that I'm Netflixing and chilling.
Maybe for him it is.
I'm more
yeah.
Netflix than melt.
Bob, they make
That's
a pill.
about it.
They make a pill for that now, so you can
Oh,
Netflix
God,
and chill.
pills don't even work. I'm telling you.
And you know, I was watching the local news, and I won't say what channel.
Yeah, what?
But they do the news. They do the weather and traffic every 10 minutes.
Yes, of course.
And the traffic woman.
Yeah.
They're all sitting at the desk. Waiting for the throw to the top of the hour.
Right.
And they were talking about what they were going to come up the next weekend. Or what they're going to do next weekend.
Yeah,
and
right.
she actually said Netflix and chill on live broadcast
On live
news.
TV. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, see,
Yeah,
I would
and
have
she
said.
did, and she didn't.
Didn't you just say that on
Yeah,
live radio?
it just went right through. Netflix and chill is not on that list on the wall. I can say that.
Okay. Let's just say, wait a
As
minute, I
it
gotta
should
ask.
be.
Abby the intern. Abby, is this
that
one
who
of
I am
those?
now?
Yes, you
Yes,
are.
you have to have a character,
Yeah,
too.
That is-
you now have a character.
My persona.
Yes, yeah.
Hey, if I can be Chairman Meow, you can be Abby.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
intern.
Ross the
Yeah,
intern
sounds
has
good.
made quite a splash. She's even on Celebrity Apprentice.
I was kind of hoping that she would be my Robin to my Howard Stern.
Holy
Oh, there you go.
mother! Oh, I think she's. Well, this is good. This is excellent. So, Abby, this Netflix.
Well, we'll get you wired up. We'll put you behind the glass next time. Okay.
Oh,
That
dear
sounds
God.
worse.
Netflix and chill. Is that an expression that young people use?
Yes, that's correct.
Bob keeps coming back to that.
Well, I don't.
He's gonna be googling that later on.
I am.
And Bob, if it has a video attached, don't click the link.
All right.
Okay, you don't want to do that.
Warning.
Oh,
Bob's in the hyper mode.
So I'm gonna be. I'm
Click
gonna,
me, click me. Watch your
no.
neighbor's Netflix and chill.
No. I'm going to Amazon and I'm being amazed. I'm amazed at Amazon. How's that? Does that work?
I bet you if you type in Netflix and chill on Amazon, something will come up.
Is there an expression about Amazon? Because it's between the two. And now I've got Hulu.
No.
I've
It's
got
only a
Hulu,
Netflix
Amazon,
thing.
and Netflix. No, that's my extent of
Okay.
To be quite frank, I only found out about that about 4 months ago. And when I first heard it, I thought it was,
Oh, like chill.
yeah, chill.
Chill.
Like
Chill.
chill.
Like a Snoop Dogg show.
Give me that.
Yeah,
give me that blunt type of chill.
Yeah.
But it was 4 months. I've only known for 4 months, Bob, so don't feel bad.
All right. Well, now that I know.
I still say cat's pajamas. Come on.
Oh, yeah. Jeepers, creepers.
Jeepers,
Creepers.
Oh, look at those peepers, by the way. You're healing very well.
My
Did you see what I did there? Oh!
Jeepers, creepers, where'd you get those peepers? Gosh, those weepers, where'd you get those eyes? Gosh, I'll get up.
Oh my God!
How they
Who
get
the
that?
hell cares?
It's a Jeepers Creepers song. My eye lift has worked. Take
He
those
said I
over.
did it for medical reasons, not the other one.
Oh, yeah. So he says medical reasons
I
to you,
did.
too, right?
Yeah, I always that's my disclaimer. Right?
8:39 at
Disclaimer.
WSKV.
I didn't do it for the glamour.
Yeah, I didn't do it for the glamour. Good. No, I did
Bob,
it.
she's fitting right in.
Oh gosh, I can't. I'm going to take her home and we'll talk.
I don't
and
think you
read.
can do that to an intern anymore.
I don't mean. I'm for gosh sakes. I'm
it's frowned
73
upon.
years old. Okay, be your grandfather, and I'm also on the other side of the fence. So I think she's.
I think she's
Wait,
fine.
I
yes.
think you're fine. I'm like your grandfather. Wouldn't you think?
That
Abby,
just
I'm like your
settled in.
grandfather.
Yeah.
Take a break.
I feel like
That's
your
what I was
grandfather.
thinking, but Ken's got another idea.
Yeah, really.
Take a
there.
break, Ken.
All right.
All right.
I'm going to take a break, and if I do, that means Bob's not going to be around on the
No,
other
I'm
side.
going off. I got to get home to watch Regis and Kelly.
Regis hasn't been on in 15 years.
Oh, that's right.
No,
Ryan,
it's not
Kelly.
Regis and
Ryan.
Kelly. It's Regis and Kathy Lee. Come on, get it
Regis
right.
And it's Kelly's birthday today.
Oh, I got to get home and watch
boy.
Kelly's birthday. Okay, Kelly and Ryan, I'm going home. Light the candles. I'll be right there, Kelly and Ryan. Happy birthday.
Hey, Bob, get out there and volunteer.
I will get out there and volunteer. And everybody know that Westfield's Pumpkin Fest comes up. Saturday, October 13th, on the Green, on Elm Street and Court Street. Lots of entertainment. Go on westfieldonweekends.com to get all the information. And it's free. Watch for the signs all over and come down. It's the biggest and best community festival we've ever done, thanks to our great volunteers like Lucille Nason and her great group and Westfield on Weekends. Thank you, Ken.
Thank you, Bob.
See you soon.
Hugs and kisses.
Bye, Bob.
All right, bye. See you. Look at. Welcome to welcome to the menagerie, Abbey the intern. Abbey Taylor, everyone.
That's great. It starts with an earthquake, birds and snakes, an airplane. Lenny Bruce is not afraid. I have a hurricane. Listen to yourself. Churn world serves its own needs. Dummy serve your own needs. Beat it up an ox beat grunt. No strength. The ladder starts to clatter with fear. Fight down. High wire and a fire. Representatives have engaged in a government for hire and a combat site. Left to us are coming in a hurry with the furies beating down your neck. Team my team reporters babble Trump, Kevin Crop. Look at that. No plane. Fine. Then. Overflow. Population common proof what it'll do. Save yourself. Serve yourself. World serves its own needs. Listen to your heartbeat. Dummy with the rapture and the reverend and the right. Right. You patriotic slam fight right like feeling pretty sight. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. And I feel fine. 6 o'clock TV hour, don't get caught in foreign tower, slash and burn, return. Listen to yourself churn. Locking in uniform and book, burning blood, letting every motive escalate. Automotive incinerate, light a candle, light a motive, step down, watching heel crush. This means no fear, cavalier, renegade, steer clear, tournament of lies. Offer me solutions, offer me alternatives, and I decline. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. I feel fine. Continental drifted by mountain, sit in a line, Leonard Bernstein, Leonard Brasnap, Lenny Bruce and Lester Banks, birthday party, cheesecake, jelly bean, boom, you symbiotic, patriotic, slam button, that, right? It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. I feel fine. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. And I feel fine. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. I feel fine. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. I feel fine.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Westfield Bank. For more than 160 years, Westfield Bank has been an important community presence and commercial leader in the Pioneer Valley. With convenient full banking services in Westfield, West Springfield, East Longmeadow, Agawam, Feeding Hills, Springfield, Southwick, as well as Enfield and Granby, Connecticut, visit us on the web at westfieldbank.com. westfieldstateyunivers.org.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Barnes & Noble College Bookstore in the Ely Campus Center, offering Westfield State t-shirts, sweatshirts, and gift merchandise, all of your academic needs, and offering textbook materials in new, used, ebook, and rental formats. Available at the bookstore on campus or online at westfieldstate.bncollege.com. Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Dunkin' Donut Shops of Westfield and the Sardinia family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield.
We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646.
He rules the roost on Thursday from 6 till 10. It's Patrick Berry.
Community Radio 89.5 WSKB.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
Old Max, we go everywhere together. Right, boy?
At Pet Stuffers, we know there's nothing like a relationship between a man and his dog. Sometimes you just can't let go.
Max, you didn't eat your food. That's the 2nd week in a row. Max?
When the unspeakable happens, just put your 4-legged friend in the refrigerator or freezer. Then call Pet Stuffers. We'll be there within a week to pick him up, and in less than a month, he'll be back as good as new. Through an ancient Egyptian miracle process called taxidermy, you and your best friend will always be together.
Yeah, that's a good dog.
Pet Stuffers, when you just can't let go. And coming soon, grandparents forever.
848 and a half WSKB, brought to you by Pet Stuffers.
Actually, I've had cats in the freezer.
Yeah, Kathy's not making that up.
No,
I
I'm
have
not.
2 cats, just for the record. So
I've had a
just
bird
2
in the freezer.
Only 2.
Hey, Kathy, do you see her 2 and raise her?
I can raise you 3, so there you go.
Oh, I had 3 and then,
Kathy, can you raise her?
The inevitable happens.
Can you see her 3 and raise it?
I can raise it. I can raise it. I can raise it to 5.
Yeah, my aunt's the crazy cat lady with 8. So.
There you
go. The aunt has you beat, Kathy.
The aunt. Yep. Auntie
Patty. I used to have that.
Shout out to you, Auntie Patty. I'm listening in North Carolina right now.
I had more than that, but that was in the days when we could let them out. Well, you can't let them out anymore. We have too many coyotes and hawks and fishers.
Yeah.
No,
my neighbor's cat actually just got hit by a car. Poor Gypsy.
Okay, and on the fun
Enough
side.
of that.
I almost wiped out a bear on West Road in Ludlow the other day.
Really?
Oh, man.
All of a sudden, I'm watching the road, and I see something out of the corner of my eye, and I slow down just enough to miss a bear by about less than a foot, and it ran right into a tag sale across the street. Ladies bringing stuff out into the tag sale. I went, whoa!
Oh,
I blew the horn. I think I scared the bear because he went right.
You're supposed to say it was a Sasquatch. It was a squatch. It was a squatch.
No, it was a bear.
No.
Do you hear that?
It makes for good
Do you hear
radio
that
when you
yelling
say
from outside the door?
What?
Yeah. I have somebody here ringing the doorbell. We're going to be... Oh, my God. It's famous meteorologist Nick Morganelli. Good morning, Nick.
Oh, good morning. Great to be here today.
And at-large city councilor.
Yeah, so this is the
Westfield.
3rd time in a row, maybe every time I've come on the show, that it's been raining out.
Yeah, you just bring the drab
Why
with you.
stop inviting me when it's going to rain? I've got to walk across the campus.
You
with
and
my
Chris
umbrella.
Rogers have the opposite effect. Chris usually has sunny days, and you have rainy days.
The same thing happens whenever I have a job to do up in the North Shore, Gloucester or Rockport.
Yeah,
it's always gray and overcast. And it's just blah and lousy and yuck.
Okay.
Yuck. It's just been lousy and yuck almost all summer. That's the
Yuck.
problem.
That is a
Yeah,
technical
that's right.
meteorological term. Yuck.
Yuck.
Yeah, we use it.
I know that there's been a condition going on that must be causing that, though. Like some type of lineal vortex or something. I don't know. You meteorologists have your fancy words for saying the direction that wind happened to follow.
Well, I mean, we do have a weather front coming through today, so that's why you get the drizzle
front.
and the
I
low
was trying to
clouds.
think of the
It's a
word.
front.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Do we have to play the jingle?
No, we're not ready for that yet.
No,
Okay.
we'll talk weather a little bit later. I'll do a little research. I'm having trouble with getting on the internet here, so
Yeah. So
when I do, then I can.
then we'll do a weather report with the weatherman.
Look up some stuff.
But I had you on a few weeks ago to talk about a fundraiser coming up for was it One Medic?
Medic Now
Foundation, and that was held this past weekend while the rest of us were hanging out in a cemetery downtown. How did it go for you? Yes, Kathy and I were hanging out in a cemetery Friday and Saturday night.
No, just casual.
But it wasn't any. There was no Netflix and chill. It was.
Okay.
We were putting on a show.
No, for confirming that.
Yeah, right, Kathy.
I'm staying out of this conversation altogether. I'm not sure
You're
where to
better
go
off.
with it after what
It was
you
the
said.
historic cemetery
Yes,
tours
it
that they
was.
did this past weekend, and it was celebrating Westfield's 350th with 13 new characters.
It was. It was the early characters, some of which that were the first founders of Westfield, like the Cornishes, the Mosleys. We had a couple Mosleys, the Deweys, the Athertons. We did have Reverend Taylor. Reverend Taylor wasn't there originally, but he came very soon afterwards, because in order to be a New England town back in those days, you were required to have a minister.
Yeah.
So they
you couldn't
had
be
to
chartered
go.
without it.
Well, the fun
And they were generally the mayor of the town, too.
The fun fact about Reverend Taylor is that when he was in the other end of the colony, he was overly friendly with a married woman.
Ooh.
And it was did you know
Scandalous.
that? It was highly suggested. Now, whether or not there was anything nefarious going on or not, I
Nefarious.
have no idea.
Nice word
Yes.
there.
There you go.
Kathy had an excellent character during the tours as well.
But it was highly suggested that he find a position outside of the greater Boston area.
In the 1660s.
Yes.
Yeah, we also had some
Get him outta here.
Ingersoll, and we had a root.
We did. Ingersoll had something like, 20 children or something to that
Right.
effect?
Oh.
So that when they
Does
left...
he have a reality show about
15,
it?
and 6 of them were daughters, I think.
So when
wow.
they left, the crowd left. Captain Mike McCabe was playing Ingersoll, and when they left, he said, "I just want you to remember that there's probably a little Ingersoll in all of us," because he had so many children and so many ancestors. But these are the names that, if you follow Westfield history, the Roots, the Deweys, the Mosleys, the Athertons, the Ingersolls, the Nobles. These are the names you hear over and over and over in Westfield history until you hit the 1800s. And then when you get into like the 1830s, that's when you have the canals coming in. And then after the canal, you have the railroads coming in. And all of a sudden, you're getting your Sullivans, your Olix.
New Morganellis. No.
Yes. No, you are. You're right.
Aren't you a Southie?
No.
You're getting the Italians. The Italians came in to
They
work
did?
on East Mountain
Really?
Road. We
No
had a
kidding.
huge Italian group up on East Mountain Road that
I
came
had
in
no
to work
idea.
at the quarries. Sure. And then all of a sudden, after the 1850s and 60s, now the different names coming up on the town council and the mayors, you're getting all of your different immigrant names coming in. And the Nobles and Deweys sort of just fade away. We don't see them too much.
Now, what character were you?
I was Mrs. James Cornish, and I was dead before I came here anyway. I never got to Westfield.
Is that why she was talking like that?
Yes, matter of fact.
no,
I'm gonna get into Medic now right after 9 o'clock. But we just we got into the tours here. I want to hear some graveyard gossip.
Oh, there's some graveyard gossip. It was wonderful. My husband apparently had a very bad temper. And it was just shocking that he was fined 10 whole shillings for taking the name of God in public in vain. Oh, it was just so embarrassing. And then He was fined 20 shillings for cursing in public.
What the hell do you mean? Bob Plass did that once.
Oh, dear God. And the children should not hear that because it was shocking. Just shocking.
I'd like to propose that we bring back the city ordinance and make cursing finable once again.
It should be. And then he
and
was
taking the Lord's name in vain. That's a double fine.
I'm not sure Ken would survive in this world.
You'll be in the poorhouse, Mr. Stormsky.
Ah, yes. Yes, we will all be sinners and we will all be flogged.
We should be flogged.
Oh, flogging. Now you're talking.
Yes, flogging.
We should all be
Flog me.
And frankly, I don't care. It was fun. It was fun. We had a good time. I think all of the money we have, Abby, I'm sorry, that a little backstory. We have the original burying grounds here in Westfield. They're on Mechanic Street behind Burger King.
Mm-hmm.
Oldest cemetery that has never moved.
Oldest cemetery in the country
Really?
that hasn't been moved. Yes, you are
in
correct.
the country. Wow.
In the country,
Probably.
yes.
Yeah, originally 1,600 gravestones, down to about 1,200, and it was actually mentioned this weekend. Some of them have actually shown up in gardens in California.
Oh, some of the gravestones?
Yeah.
So they've been stolen. Before it was fenced off and everything?
Perhaps that's how they got out. I'm sure the gravestones didn't
move
get up
themselves.
good, Abby.
You don't know somebody that sold them on eBay. You're not talking.
What if the ghost itself took their own gravestone? Just
Now, see, here's the thing.
What are you talking about?
No, sometimes they would.
I talked to the Agawam Paranormal guys. I'm going to fade them down. The Agawam Paranormal guy said that most times graveyards are the least amount of activity.
They are not haunted. They are not haunted.
No.
But
because nobody has an emotional attachment to a graveyard.
With the gravestones, sometimes the family, if the gravestone was damaged, they replace it. I have a friend of mine who lives in Blandford, and the hearthstone on her fireplace is Mrs. Abner Gibbs' table stone.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
Because it cracked.
Wow.
It cracked and broke, and the family replaced it.
Oh.
So maybe that's why.
Sometimes they were replaced and repaired, and they took the old ones
But
out.
the whole point of the cemetery tours is to raise money to restore and clean the stones and preserve them.
There's only 5 tablstones down there.
I don't know. I know Bancroft.
And I don't think
Taylor's another one.
I don't. I'm not sure if Gibbs is one of the tablstones down there right now.
It may not even be there. It may be up.
Maybe somewhere else.
Yeah, there's two by each other in one location, and 2 by each other in another, and then one out back, in the older part of the cemetery.
I'm going to guess it's up at Pine Hill, because Abner Gibbs, wasn't he one of the principals at the high school? So that high school opened in 18-something.
Uh-huh.
Boy, I'd have to go back in my brain to follow that one.
Kathy is my local history expert.
Yeah,
we all need one.
On occasion.
Yeah.
We all need something. I'm not sure what they need here, Abs.
Someone needs to know the facts.
She started out coming in once a month a few years back. Because I admin a Facebook page called "You're from Westfield, Mass." If you remember, So it's involved with history here in town. By the way, 9 o'clock WSKB Westfield, and she was a member of that group. And I'm like, well, geez, I want to get somebody from the group in to talk about history. So she started off once a month, and about a year and a half later, she filled in a few times, and now she wants to be punished every week.
No.
Punished by being blessed with my presence.
I am.
You ready?
I'm ready for a break. When we get back, we're going to talk to Nick Morganelli.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Bay State Dental. Comprehensive dentistry at 14 convenient locations in Springfield, Chicopee, Longmeadow, West Springfield, Belchertown, East Longmeadow, Ludlow, Northampton, Greenfield, and Wilbraham, as well as 29 Broad Street in Westfield. Bay State Dental makes it a priority to help you achieve and maintain the healthy smile you deserve. On the web at baystatedental.com.
We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646. Wednesday mornings start off right from 6 to 8 a.m. with Tina Gorman and Wake Up Wednesday.
Community Radio 89.5 WSKB.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Sometimes a family wants that Italian taste without those tiny Italian portions. That's why you should come to Al Dente's. All the mamma mia you can eat. It's Italian food just like you'll never get in Italy. That's because it's an American themed restaurant. So the portions are huge and the food tasteless and unhealthy.
My old man grew up in Naples, so when he comes to visit me in the U.S., I take him someplace unique, reasonably priced, and at the closest strip mall. I take him to Al Dente's.
Al Dente's has hamburger tortellini, rotini with spray cheese, Vienna sausages and penne, and a special linguine with cheesy poof sauce.
Hey, when you're at Al Dente's, everyone's like family. A hyper macho, food-obsessed, alcoholic family just like mine.
Al Dente's, we got more of what you love and less of what you don't. Like more calories and fat, and a lot less taste and nutrients. That's why it's Al Dente's. All the mamma mia you can eat.
906 WSKB, brought to you by Al Dente's.
Buon appetito.
The alcoholics.
Remember how we used to say that? Buon appetito. All right. So before we get into that, I do have an intern here in the studio. It's not my doing. I showed up and she magically appeared.
Yes.
All right, her name's Abbey Taylor.
Poof.
All right. She's from West Side.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for saying West Side. People don't recognize that from Eastern Mass.
So now I'm cool now, huh?
So you're, yeah, you're an insider.
So you know, I have to run down a few things I do need to be careful of when I do have a new intern in the studio.
I am here.
We hadn't noticed you were careful.
Yeah. All right. So.
Yeah. What?
Yeah. What?
I have rules. There are rules for me. All right. Especially for me.
Especially.
All right? There's no farting.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
There's no bean casserole.
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
I was not expecting that. Oh my gosh. That's going to be a clip. There will be no picking of the nose and flicking boogers. All right. We can't do that with an intern down here. And then wiping it on my sleeve. Yes. Thank you, Nick.
Sanitation is always good.
There will be no scratching of my butt.
Okay.
All right.
Or anyone else.
Nobody's going that way.
There's going to be no swearing.
Okay.
And
no. Already happened.
No staring at the intern for more than 2 seconds.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I also can't touch the intern. I can't yell at the intern. I can't command the intern. I can't intimidate the intern.
Well, in this politic,
I can't make sport of the intern. I can't throw trash at the intern. And no Melvins for initiation, but we all had to.
Melvins?
Melvins. Yeah,
I'm not familiar.
I knew I was going to
cue the music.
I knew I was going to get questioned on that. A Melvin is a wedgie.
Oh.
And after the next break, we'll have the university rules. Instead of Ken's rules.
So speaking of Ken's rules, there is something I run everybody new that comes into the studio through. It's a little game called Ken's 10. Now, Ken's 10 is a list of rapid-fire questions that send off in your direction. There are no right or wrong answers. It's just strictly your own humble opinion. But you can't sit there and...
I didn't know I was getting a pop quiz today.
Yeah, you can't sit there and think about it, though. You have to...
crap. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I like pass and stuff?
Nope. No.
Oh, no.
First question.
First question. Baseball or football?
Baseball.
Think of a dining experience with this one. King or clown?
Pass.
No pass.
I don't understand.
Pick the worst of two evils. The king or the clown?
Clown?
Clown. All right, I wonder where we're going to go on this one. Bewitched or I Dream of Jeannie?
Blank stare. Ooh, she knows.
She went with, that was a guess.
Yeah. I'll be honest.
It's like me saying Ralph Cramden or Buford T. Justice.
True, she would have.
You wouldn't have gotten that one.
No idea.
That was on the last one.
Yes.
Ginger,
Next question.
Ginger or Marianne was on the last one too. No, Gilligan's Island.
I'm shrugging.
All right.
You can't see this.
A home theater or a movie theater?
Movie theater.
All right.
No Netflix and chill for me.
You know what? She deserves that. She deserves it.
Okay.
All right. Cat or dog? Yeah, we already know.
We've discussed this.
Yes.
There you go.
Mayo or Miracle Whip?
Wait. Repeat.
Mayo, mayonnaise, or Miracle Whip?
Miracle Whip.
Ooh, she's one of the few.
Two.
That like the tangy zip of Miracle Whip.
And the other person who likes the tangy zip of Miracle Whip is the chef.
Yeah, Chef
The
Slaughter.
chef was the only other
I got
one.
a chef's taste. All right.
All right. You must have a good palate. All right. RV or tent? Recreational vehicle. RV or tent.
That's not what I was shaking my head at, but RV.
Sauna or steam?
Isn't that the same thing?
Nope.
Nope.
No. Sauna.
One's dry, one's steamy.
Sauna.
All right. Cold cut grinder. Cold or heated?
Heated.
You said that like, why wouldn't you?
Like,
yeah.
Like, you know when you go to the lunchroom and you get it like toasted or not?
Right.
You're always going to get it toasted.
Right.
Come on.
Yeah,
or if it's not working, then that's not cool.
Half the people are saying cold on that one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't get it.
You guys are cold-hearted.
Ooh, she's going to be fitting right in here.
Next question.
Ding, ding, ding. Is this the last one?
This is the last one.
All right.
Number 10. Ken's 10. With Abbey Taylor. Taco or burrito?
Burrito.
Burrito.
Tough one. Yes.
Thank you for playing Ken's 10.
Did she pass? She's a student, you know.
There's no right or wrong answers.
She listened. Actually, she listened.
You know, compiling compiling 4 years of this stuff might be one of her jobs as an intern coming up.
To send it to the psychology
I'm
department?
down for the count.
Yeah, I need to talk.
Taco or burritos is important.
See if he needs a psychologist.
It is.
That's why he has counseling with Bob Plass.
Yeah, I have therapy with Bob Plass.
Therapy with Bob Plass. It wasn't a therapy week.
All right, so Pete rushed
Maybe
me
it
into.
should have been.
Pete rushed me into all of that because I hear that you actually have classes or something to go to.
Yeah, I got some work to do. I'm a senior now, so I gotta get my stuff together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So when are the other times you're going to be sitting in here?
I will be here from 6 to 8 tomorrow morning, Wednesday, October 3rd.
And so far, that's it?
You're welcome to come by whenever.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
You know, I'll have Brett command you to come in here on Tuesday again. See, I can command Brett, but I can't command her.
Well, if she's available.
That's your rules.
Yeah.
Can't.
Yeah, I cannot command the intern.
You can ask nicely.
You know what? I might try that one of these days.
Yes.
I've been told it might just work.
It might just work if you ask nicely.
All right.
Communication.
9:14 and a half. I want to thank our intern for dealing with me for the last hour and 15 minutes. I knew you weren't
no
expecting
problem.
that.
That was a lot of work, but I've enjoyed being on here. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, do you need a nap after all that?
Yeah, I kind of got up wicked early today. I'm not used to that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm here.
4
I'm here for the fun. So.
All right. Once again, thanks, Abby, for dealing with us. Welcome to the WSKB team. 9:15 in the morning. We'll be back right after this.
Look at what's happened to me. I can't believe it myself. Suddenly I'm up on top of the world. It should have been somebody else. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could feel so free. Flying away on a wing and a prayer. Who could it be? Believe it or not, it's just me. Just like the light of a new day, it hit me from out of the blue, breaking me out of the spell I was in, making all of my wishes come true. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could feel so free, flying away on a wing and a prayer. Who could it be? Believe it or not, it's just me. This is too good to be true. Look at me, falling for you.
WSKB is provided by Comcast and Xfinity.com, offering Xfinity TV, Internet, home phone, and home security services. Information on all that Xfinity has to offer in the Westfield area is available online at Xfinity.com.
We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646.
It's Tuesday morning from 6 till 8. Wow, it's Tuesday with Bob Plass.
Community Radio, 89.5 WSKB.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
You're listening to Ken's Den with Ken Stonsky.
9:18 going on to 9:19 on the nose. It's the second day of October in the year 2018. Anno Domini, this is the Den Ken's Den. Nick Morganelli is with me. And I know I had said, 2 breaks ago, after the next break, we'll get in talking about the fundraiser. But then I was rushed because our intern had to go on to class. And You know,
no problem.
You know, I'm okay with that. You know, I have no class, so I don't have that
Somebody
issue
in the
at all.
room has to
Okay,
have
come on, Kathy, waiting
I'm
for
not
it.
saying a word. No. No, it's all in the eye of the beholder.
So you had a fundraiser this past Saturday night for Medic Now.
Yeah, I'm on the board of directors as the media liaison. So a friend from high school called me up a year ago, just about a year ago this month. And he said, we started talking. He says, hey, what are you doing? What can you got some time to look at being on the board of directors for this foundation I've been working on, which was 2 years in the making at that point. So it's been 3 years now, and I looked at it and I said yes, because my father was in the Air Force. I was, I guess, too stupid as a college student to go into the Air Force ROTC. I probably should have done that, because my buddy did, and he had an amazing career as a meteorologist. He was up here at the 104th at Barnes for like 20 years, and then the last 5 years down in Bourne, because they moved the weather flight down there. So great careers in the military if you're a meteorologist or a scientist. So, but anyway, regardless, I wanted to help out. I wanted to do something positive and give back to those that serve and that have served. I have a deep respect and appreciation for our veterans and for those that are serving. Our representative, John Vilas, is over there in Afghanistan right now. I guess he's coming back in December, I heard. So, but anyway, so the Medic Now Foundation is what we had an event on Saturday night down at Shortstop Bar and Grill. And it was a donated pasta dinner from Shortstop. The Hanush family was very generous in that. We had a lot of other businesses donate prizes, so we had a lot of prize giveaways. Westfield Bank donated some golf at the ranch. Skyline Trading Company, Puffer's Salon, Mina's Wine and Spirits, Stop and Shop, Six Flags, Northbound Butcher, Vassallo Music, Paint Craze with Mary Beth Reed, Gary's Auto Repair, Two Rivers Burrito, Gaslight Barbers, Andrea York Photography, Pilgrim Candle, Big White Foods, Mama Cakes, Dunkin' Donuts, and Eastern States Expo. So.
You had quite the group of people helping you out with that.
What's that?
You had quite the group of people helping you out with that.
We did. I mean, businesses really stepped up and and donated some prizes. And the thing is, though, the room was filled. There were over 100 people there, and it was filled with a lot of veterans. So here are veterans coming to support their fellow veterans. And how it supports is that we give stipend cards for health care costs, for the out-of-pocket costs that insurance and it doesn't take care of. So if a veteran has to reach in, if an active military member has to reach into their pocket to pay for something out of pocket for their health care, the president and founder, Michael Duggan, says that's not cool. So many people are struggling. They need help. He's noticed that in his 20 years of service as working for Homeland Security. So I want to read to you a post on Facebook that he just posted, and the Facebook page is MNF USA. So that's at MNF USA on Facebook and Twitter. So that's Medic Now Foundation. And Michael Duggan posted, "It was truly humbling and my honor to meet the residents of Nick's hometown of Westfield, Mass. In support of our military community. Thank you for an incredible night." And he says, "The city of Westfield, Mass. Stepping up and proving what can happen when a community comes together to support of their veterans. The generosity was humbling from veterans, active service members, military families, city council members, veteran service officers, classic car collectors, and many local businesses on Saturday night. The Medic Now Foundation would like to thank Westfield residents for playing such a major role with Phase 1 of testing of our Medic Now healthcare stipend platform." And you can follow the journey on Facebook, as I said, at MNF USA. There's like 13 pictures there on the Facebook page. So go on and like the page. You'll get updates on the Medic Now, and share the page. We need some more likes and shares. We'd appreciate that.
So it sounds like it was successful.
It was. We raised nearly some donations still coming in, but nearly $1,800. So that's going to pay for at least 2 stipends.
That can go a long way
Yeah.
with over-the-counter and
Yeah.
insurance copays.
Yeah. So, you think of an emergency visit as $100. Doctor's visit might be $30, $40, or $50 in copay. You've got a lot of them don't have dental; they have to pay for their dental.
Right.
So there's a lot of costs, and the thing is, we've doubled the national averages for out-of-pocket costs for the average person. So we came up with something like $285 or something was the average. So we said we'll double it, we'll make it $600, but we'll round it up and double it, so $600. So they get a stipend card for $600 for an individual to use like a debit card only for health care. It's only good for health care. It's tagged just for that. So it's good for, urgent care centers, emergency rooms.
I think maybe the state should take that as an example and apply that to EBT cards. Only for food. And only for nutritious food.
I have a question. Is this a national foundation? Is it regional? What is this?
Well, we just started. We had the kickoff on May 5th in Plymouth. It's been, like I said, 3 years in the making. So our plan, right now we're in Massachusetts.
Oh, okay.
Okay. It's the founder and president lives in Plymouth, which is America's hometown, which is kind of cool. So the plan is to, after we're successful with Massachusetts, because we've got the VSOs, and Julie Barnes was there that night
VSO
with her husband,
is
a veteran service officer, and they meet with veterans. They talk to them. They know who's in need. They ask more questions than we will ask, because we really don't ask any personal questions with this.
Gotcha.
So we're using the VSO as the medic now, in a sense, as on the front lines. There's the medic, right? That triages people and figures out who's the person that's the worst, and we need to treat that person first. Okay. So they're our medic now. They're going to treat the person by sending them to us, and then
so
we can
they
get
would
them a
go to
stipend.
VSO for this reference.
We're going to be working with the VSOs to identify those most in need.
Okay.
But someone can just go to medicnowfoundation.org
and request
a stipend. Okay. We don't have the funds yet to start giving out stipends, and we don't have the infrastructure is all there, but we don't have the means to do it. As far as we want to, what we're doing now is testing the system.
Okay.
So this event has actually given a couple of stipend cards to someone local. We do have a name of a person in Westfield.
Okay.
So that veteran will get a stipend, and then I'm going to talk to Julie and see if we get another name. If not, we'll go to surrounding towns.
Does One Call Away in Southwick know about you guys? Have you talked with them
One
at all?
Call Away. I know someone that's involved with that organization.
Because I can hook you up through Joe Didi, because he's had them on.
Oh, Joe's? Okay, I know Joe.
Yeah. He's had them on. He's had the guy that started it on.
Okay.
They did a fundraiser in Southwick right around the same time as their fireworks.
We were supposed to be there and set up a booth to talk about, so people can get information.
Yeah,
I'm the only local person. Our board of directors is New York and Boston area, so I couldn't make it there that day.
Yeah, because they become like a clearinghouse for other organizations. They do what they can.
Yeah.
For immediate, like really immediate needs, like that weekend, and then they, have a good network of organizations that they refer people out to.
Right.
Now, on your Facebook page, there is, I assume, a way to contact you if someone was in need or wants more information.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. You can email Nick at medicnowfoundation.org, or Michael is the president and founder at medicnowfoundation.org. You can go to the Facebook page and send a message.
And donate, I assume, also
you
through
can
there?
also donate right on the page. Yep. There's a donate button there. And the plan after Massachusetts, if we're successful with the VSO vetting of the veterans, vetting of the people that are most in need, and that works, that system works, then we're going to move into the other states that have a lot of veteran populations, like California, Texas, Florida, North Carolina.
And do you have the manpower to do that, or are you going to have to increase your base?
I mean,
that's a huge undertaking.
That is, and that's something that we. That's in the plan conceptually. How we get there is, if a bank or a couple of banks give us enough money, we have $1 million, then we can bring on some staff. We don't have any staff. The board of directors is doing all the work right now. We're fundraising, we're advertising, we're kind of doing everything right now, doing all the planning. But there's still a lot of planning to do, because we're going to test this system that is the software is from PEX Card. So this company, and you mentioned the EBT, right? So this company partnered with us and donated their entire software platform so that these cards are smart cards that they can only be used for healthcare. So that was a great partnership because now we can track all the expenses, just like any business would want to track all their expenses from their employees if they're flying around the country, having dinner here, and meeting with clients here and there. That's what we're able to do with this.
Why would any state, any business just want to hand money out and not be able to account for it and not have it go to what it's meant for?
Right. Exactly. And I mentioned this the last time we had the show, is 102 supposedly veteran benefit charities got shut down by the FTC about 6 or 7 weeks ago because they weren't giving the money to the veterans. They weren't giving it to and they found out they were fraudulent.
They were lining their own pockets.
Yeah. So that's why the president and founder set it up this way. So we have accountability, transparency. Every penny, we're going to know that it's going. You're going to know that it's going to the veteran. Our plan is to operate on 8%. So if we get $1 million, we would operate on 800. Was it $800,000? No, $80,000. Right? Is that 8%? Is that right? But anyway, so you'd operate on 8%. So out of every
$8 on the 100.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So 92%, and that's very good. I mean, you talk about like the Pan Mass Challenge that they do, the Jimmy Fund. I mean, they operate on like 1% because they get hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars.
Right, and you're able to
operate on like half a percent.
Economies of scale.
Yeah. Yeah, so the 8% is the goal. I mean, hey, if we get to 1%, that'd be terrific. That means we have enough funding to help every single veteran and military service member out there.
Excellent. Anything else we want to get out about Medic Now?
The question to me is when they have this card and they go to a service provider, their doctor, their hospital, the clinic, wherever they're going, are these cards transferable to any service?
It's a Visa debit card, so it doesn't conflict with anyone's insurance. This has nothing to do with the type of insurance they have, and it's simply cash in their pocket in the form of a card
how about
that was
medication?
Gifted to them to say thank you for your service.
Medication, it covers medication.
Co-pays, things like that.
Will it cover over-the-counter meds?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Good to know.
Yep.
Sounds like it works like the FSA card that you can flexible spending
sort of.
account.
Yeah, like health savings account. Yep.
9:32 in the morning. I think I owe you a break, right, Pete? All right, let's do it.
Thank you.
Fly,
WSKB's programming is generously underwritten by Whip City Fiber, Westfield Gas and Electric, where they offer gigabit internet speed. Whip City Fiber, turning Westfield's neighborhoods into fiberhoods. On the web at whipcityfiber.com.
We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646. Discussions of local politics, events, happenings, and miscellany potpourri. Ken's Den, Tuesday, 8 to 10. Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
We'll make it sweet. We'll make it short. Now here for you is the weather report.
And when I have a weatherman in the studio, I expect a weather report.
Yeah.
Nick, what's going on?
But you have to say meteorologist because I actually have a degree in meteorology, Bachelor
That's
of Science.
true. I think I was corrected on that a year ago,
There's
too.
a lot of weather people out there that don't. And they say,
and, you know,
I'm meteorologist so-and-so, and they are not a meteorologist. And the ones that have the degree, we went through the rigmarole of it. It's pretty much like an engineering degree. It's tough to the classes are tough. And when someone says that and they don't have one, we're like, we just shake our heads.
And whenever somebody sits there and you know what, you have no idea how tough that was. I had to break my butt. You know where I'm getting at here. But JK, just kidding. I actually shouldn't even have called him a weatherman.
Weather person.
Weather person.
Weather person.
All right.
Shame on you, Kenneth.
So I big fail for me right there.
Hey.
Anyway.
Okay, meteorologist Nick Morganelli.
You're so kind. So anyway,
don't tell him that. No.
Well, he's got to get told that at least once a year.
I was never told that I was loved.
You are loved. I love you,
Kenny.
We're in the fall. We're in the fall, but we're riding along a warm front right now, are we not?
Yeah, there's a front right over us. So when these fronts, come in, these warm fronts or a stationary front, we get like the low clouds, the drizzle. That's what we have out there today. So if it pushes to the north, which it should later on, then we break into maybe a little bit milder air, and we get a little break from the rain. Then the cold front swings in, and we get more rain. So so we're wet through at least midday tomorrow, on and off, and then it dries out. But I want to talk about the long range forecast. So it gets really warm for October. Usually in October we get these days when it's 70 to 80 degrees, right?
Yeah, Indian summer.
Indian summer.
So
wait a minute.
Right?
Wait a minute. Indigenous people's summer.
Oh, I'm not gonna go there.
Native American summer. So yeah. So the usually that technically you have to have a frost before, and then the warmth after the frost.
Okay, I didn't know that.
To have it be a true Indian summer.
All right.
Okay. But so we haven't had a frost yet, and I don't see a frost before this
warm up.
This warm up comes in. So technically this may not be it, but it does get really warm. So next weekend it starts, and then it goes right through like the middle of the month. It stays pretty warm, and so
Pumpkin Fest might be good again.
I'm traveling several weekends this
what day
month.
is that?
13th.
Pumpkin Fest, I think it's the 13th. Yes.
Last year we had an incredible day.
So it's going to be, the pattern is warm for the Pumpkin Fest, but there are systems pulling out of the Midwest that move like west of us, just like we have today. So hopefully the timing is not.
We still got long range.
Because right now it's Saturday the 13th. It gets wet because this next system moves in, but that could change by like 1 or 2 days at this point.
Yeah, we're still 11 days away.
Yeah, so we're hoping that the high pressure comes in right for that weekend. That would be nice.
Yep.
Okay, and then at the end of the month we go back to kind of what we just had, kind of normal, and we'll probably have like warm and cool surges.
I just want to make sure the leaves get off the trees before we hit that first ice storm of the year.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, Pete.
Because I drove all the way. We tried to do some leaf peeping this weekend. I drove all the way to Brattleboro, and there's nothing. I mean, zero change yet.
It's still too early. What you have right now, it's the Canadian border down to about St. Johnsbury, Vermont. You'll find a lot of great color. If you head up 91, you got to drive about 3 hours now.
No, it's way up.
And you'll find some amazing color because Caledonia County is the northeast kingdom of Vermont. That's Lake Willoughby, and you've got Burke Mountain, and that's why I went to school up there. That's Linden State College is up there, and it's absolutely beautiful by Columbus Day weekend up there. It's like peak, which is this coming weekend would be the peak for the Northeast Kingdom of Vermont. That's what they call it.
Yep.
And then it's going to work, and then also the spine of the greens would get a lot of color too.
We have Shriners Trivia Night Saturday, so we're not going anywhere. We're no traveling this weekend.
Okay, all right. So like the 12th, 13th, that's a good weekend in Vermont, New Hampshire, and our Berkshires.
There's a beautiful brewery.
And then it moves into our local area.
Beautiful brewery up on the banks of the Connecticut River in Brattleboro called Whetstone.
Oh.
And they have 2 decks on there, and you can sit on the deck and just watch the river. And I posted a video. I'm sitting there watching the thing coming down the river, and I'm like, I'm seeing smoke come out of it. I'm like, that's a paddle boat. It was a steam paddle boat.
That. Yeah,
the guy's coming down the river in a steam paddle boat, just kind of doing a lap up and down the river.
Well, there was one on the Connecticut River. I just saw a video of that.
That was me. I posted that.
That was you.
Yes, that was me. Yeah.
So that was way up. That was in
Vermont.
In
Vermont.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought it was local.
No,
because I did. So I saw it was you.
Originally, I started shooting it because it was the right color. I thought it was my cousin's boat. My cousin built a steamboat. He's an engineer, and I said, "What'd you build a steamboat for, Roger?" He goes, "Just because I wanted to."
I could.
Yeah, because I wanted to, and I wanted to figure it out. And he takes us out in the lower Connecticut River, but I thought, well, maybe he's up here doing something. Maybe he's just kind of up this way. And no, it wasn't. It was some other guy, but I'm like, a paddle boat on the Connecticut River. Yeah, okay.
It reminded me of the boat, and what's the movie with Katharine Hepburn and
African Queen.
African Queen. It looked like the boat from who's the
It was cool.
actor on
Humphrey
that?
Bogart.
Yes, it was
Come
Humphrey
on.
Bogart.
Isn't it?
I was right. I was thinking it was him.
It was a cool boat, yeah. Just sitting out there just on the river. Chugging along.
So when do you actually see the leaves dropping around here this year?
Well, I mean, it can swing, a week either way, but generally the 20th to the 30th of the month, in October 20th to the 31st, that's when we get like our peak foliage, probably the 3rd into the 4th week, and then they all fall down.
Yeah,
so really, it's November 1st.
I know it depends on weather because 2 years ago, I was punished because the bulk leaf pickup was really early for me. I was at the very beginning, and none of the leaves had dropped. So I sat on those until the following year.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, the wind will knock the leaves off, right? So I always, when I always give a weather forecast for like the peak foliage, I look at the weather coming up and say, okay, well, then this is the peak weekend because the middle of next week is a big wind and rainstorm, and all those leaves are going to come down. We're going to lose half our fall foliage, so this is the peak weekend.
This is when you have to do it.
Yeah, so it all depends on the wind. I mean, it can knock all the leaves down earlier, like maybe the 3rd or 4th week in October, or they can stay on the trees like the oak leaves till next spring.
Or we can have a snowstorm and everything goes.
Yeah, that's bad too.
As long as I can get them mulched up and put in the paper bags and gotten rid of, I don't care when they drop. So long as I'm able to get rid of them.
Well, I have a 16-year-old that's looking for work, so if you need some help, you can.
I have a Husqvarna with a mulching blade and a bag. I don't pick up a rake.
You come to my house.
I don't pick up a rake. All right, I mow my leaves, and in the end, I have 2 bags out on the tree belt.
Only 2 bags?
Wow.
Yes.
That's dense. You should just put that in. You should have a garden and put it in there.
No room for the garden. I have a very small yard.
Yeah.
I want to do a quick break, Pete, because I'm pressed for time. There is something else that I want to get into. So let's do that. We'll be back right after this.
Underwriting for community radio is provided by the YMCA of Greater Westfield. Every day, the YMCA strengthens the community through programs and services focused on youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility. For all the Y's many programs and services, visit us on the web at www.westfieldymca.org. The YMCA, 67 Court Street in downtown Westfield. We're more than a gym. We're a cause.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Dunkin' Donut Shops of Westfield and the Sardinia family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield.
We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646.
discussions of local politics, events, happenings, and miscellany potpourri. That's what you'll find on Ken's Den, Tuesdays from 8 till 10.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
9:46 and a half. Now, Nick, you were mentioning to me that something's going on that's kind of tied in with the women's club, and Kathy is here, so I figured we'd get into that.
Well, we were talking about the Medic Now Foundation and the proceeds going to help out-of-pocket costs for veterans and military family members for their health care.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so and then I was talking with Kathy because my daughter is in a production at the Westfield Women's Club, and I didn't, and she told me it's been written by somebody local. She didn't. Maybe she said your name, and I just didn't hear what she said. But so, Kathy, you wrote this, and it actually has a tie-in to.
It does. It does.
To health issues.
The father is suffering from PTSD, and then we also do a scene in the homeless center. And as I was telling you earlier when we were off air, that when I do these shows and I need information, I do a lot of research. I don't just toss it out there. I have to really know that it's true. And when I was doing the investigation into homeless centers, we tend to think of homeless as, oh, these are people that just don't want to work. And that is not true.
Right. That's right.
Actually, the percentage of people on the streets that just want to be a welfare way of living, that percentage is very small.
Except for the 20% that are addicts, but we're not talking about
but
those.
it's still very small compared to the general population that we are servicing in, for example, when you're serving meals or you're putting them into some of the shelters. It's very small. A large percentage of homeless people are veterans who are not able to come back, assimilate into society for whatever reason, or find.
And there's another underlying problem there. A lot of them are too proud to ask for help.
Yep.
Yes, that is a big issue too. So something like your program is really going to do well hand in hand with this population that does not have access to the insurance and the benefits that some of us may be able to afford.
And that's we talked about the VSOs being the person that would find out the veterans and the military families that need the most help with the out-of-pocket health care costs. And we're going to be going to the October training or a day. They're having it for a whole weekend, but we're there for a day. We have 30 minutes they've given us to talk to all the VSOs all at once.
Okay.
They have this big training every year in October. So we're going to tell them about who we are, what we do, and how we need them to direct these people to us. And we're going to have some helps for them when the time comes. Probably in 2019 when we get moving with this, so they'll be able to figure out who's most in need. I think they know, like Julie Barnes here in Westfield, she knew right away, like she knew of a person that would benefit from this. But the thing is, like you said, that some of them are proud. They don't want to ask for help, and they won't go here to the senior center and talk with Julie or the other staff there. They won't do that. They won't reach out. And so they won't get the help they need. So that's kind of the, I guess the missing link here. We need to find a way to reach out to those veterans that we have this help for them, but we have to let them know about it and encourage them to take part in it and to go meet with their VSO.
That would be an issue to network with a population that most likely needs your services. You're correct. You're correct.
Yeah. So that's a good point. Yeah. So what's the name of this production? I don't even know the name of it.
The name of the play is Holiday Spirit.
Holiday Spirit.
It has a lot of it has a good ending, has a feel-good, happy Christmas ending. We have Peter Hicks. Do you know Peter Hicks? Peter Hicks is Eddie's Furniture. Yep, the
younger
brother.
Guy. I worked with Joe back in the day.
He's the cookie guy.
And don't call me Eddie.
Don't call me Eddie. That's him. He is our Santa Claus, and he does a wonderful duet with his wife that's it's adorable. The two of them together is adorable. So we do have feel-good moments, but it centers around the dad who has issues, and then it also centers around a homeless woman. We're not quite sure what she's doing, and I can't tell you. And then it also it also centers, and this is the part your daughter is in, this young girl who's being bullied at school.
Wow. Yeah, she did tell me a little bit about that. She said I'm going to cry. So.
It's got some current issues.
I cry at silly movies.
But the end is a real, it's a feel-good, and we do resolve, and we do explain a lot of issues and why some of these issues are happening today.
So does this replace this year Gift of the Magi?
That was a couple of years ago. Last year was the night before Christmas,
and
that was factual too. That I did research on that there's a lot of conjecture out there that the night before Christmas was not written by who we think it was, and it was written by some Jonathan something out of New York somewhere, and that was last year, so I've totally forgotten. New story. New year, new story.
So you have several acts then that are going to be out over this next year.
I have several things going.
And not Christmas,
yes,
not all Christmas.
I do.
Well, the Westfield 350.
I've written the Westfield 350, and you are welcome to be in that if you would like to. I need 40-something people in it.
Wow.
I have roles for people who can sing. I have roles for people who only want to do dialogue. I have roles for people who just want to walk along and stand there. So I have all kinds of roles for all kinds of people. It will be 2 weekends. It starts the weekend before May 19th, so I'm not sure what that is. I think it's like the 12th and 13th. I'm not exactly positive.
I'm going to look it up right now.
I would volunteer for that, but I'm going to be out in Vegas.
Yes, you are.
At that point in time.
So
and I'm not making that up. You know, I know the dates that I'm usually going to be out there.
May 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 10th, 11th, 12th?
It's the 11th and 12th, Friday and Saturday, and then the following weekend of the big festivities.
18,
it will be that weekend also.
So 11, 12, 18, 19. Okay.
So we have a lot of things going. We also have Little Shop of Horrors coming up, starting, I think that's October 18th. I will just be using my knowledge to run spotlights. That's it.
Okay, I was gonna
turn the light on, turn the light off.
I was gonna X you how you were tied in with that one.
Turn the light on, turn the light off. That's it. Either that or use a flashlight.
You know what? You just announced that you know how to do that now.
I do. Shh.
So you know what? Me and JPEG Luca, when we're running some of those big fancy lights, we might be calling on you.
Yeah, but you're usually shining the light on me, so there you go.
Oh, shine a light on me.
And we do have a song in this show called Shine on Me, which I wrote, so we'll be good.
You know, 30 plus years ago, I wrote about half a dozen songs, and I never put them to music. I should dig them out and have a collaboration with you on that.
You never know what can happen.
But bodily flatulence and nose picking does not lend itself to
good call
music, Ken. Right?
Good call. Yes.
Well, that's part of your 10 rules that you had prior to. Ken's not gonna. He's not going to invite me back on the show anymore.
Oh yes, he will, Nick. Yes, he
Love
will.
you, Kenny.
Starting to sound like Bob Platt.
So where are you going next with this? Now that you've had your fundraisers, are there any other big events coming up for you?
So that's a good question. So the Medic Now Foundation, we are going to test this system. We've got each of the board of directors has found a VSO in their community that is in need. So they're going to get this package from PexCard, which is the company, that expense management company that has the software to do all this. So they're going to get this package. It's all packaged up, and I'm going to get one to see what it looks like with the fake Visa card in it and the whole thing and the letter that the veteran gets, so I can experience what they experience. So each board of directors will get that, and then we'll test the system. We'll actually see it working, and PexCard will make sure that everything's working so that we can see like where the card's being used and that kind of thing. And then right now we're working on funding. I mean, hopefully we're gonna apply for the Mass Mutual Financial Network grant program. They have a grant program. There's Jim Hagan at Westfield Bank said, hey, you guys qualify for this fund that we. So he has a grant program that he's invited us to take part in and apply for as well. So there's some things in the works out there, but we really want to do a pilot program for a whole year, which would take $100,000. Wow. So $100,000, which 92,000 of that roughly would be used for the stipends, and we'd have a little bit for operating costs for the year. But we'd do 3 stipends a week for a whole year. So we'd be giving away 3 stipend cards a week, which are worth $600 for an individual, and then double that for a family. But we've got an event planned, tentatively planned with Six Flags New England for 4th of July week. They're going to have fireworks. They have veterans, military active service, or veterans come in for free to the park. So we're planning. We'll be planning, I think, in January with them on this event for next summer. And we'd like to, our dream is to have a medicopter land at Six Flags, and the kids can come over and get on it, and just kind of like the air show when they touch a vehicle and they touch they get to go on.
We've landed a Black Hawk at Westfield Technical Academy, so anything's possible.
There you go.
All right, 9:57 in the morning. Guess what? We reached the end of the show. Show is over. Nick Morganelli, thanks for coming in here.
Thank you.
I know we were talking originally about having you in for about half an hour or so, but we really needed all that time to get everything out.
Yeah, I appreciate the words and the questions, and I'm glad we're able to talk about the foundation and the help that we're going to give veterans. Thank you for having me in, and the weather's looking good. So we got a warm October, at least for the next couple of weeks.
Excellent.
Warmer than no chill. I don't even see a frost coming in the next week or two. So
I like that because I'm a Vegas weather person. So having Nick in here, by the way, it qualifies for my first Tuesday of the month where I have a counselor in. We just didn't get into any of the city stuff,
right?
But I had a counselor in.
Okay.
So
you're good.
I'm good.
And I do want to thank counselors Mike Burns, Dave Flaherty, Dan Alley, and Andrew Surprise for coming out to the event last week.
That's awesome.
That's a good showing.
That actually is a good.
That's
showing.
why I didn't see any of them coming through the old burying ground.
And Mike and Dan are veterans too, so
yes.
it was they were very appreciative of what the foundation.
Excellent, Kathy. Thanks for putting up with us.
That's okay. My pleasure.
No, putting up with you, just you. Pete and I aren't putting anybody up to anything.
Right, exactly.
I also want to thank my listeners and viewers, Channel 15, WestfieldTV.org,
yes.
For another 2 hours of your life that you're never, ever, ever going to get back. Next week, Dan Paquette from the library. 2 weeks from now, Chef John Slattery. 3 weeks from now, we do our first remote of the season from Westfield Technical Academy. And then the week after that, making the list. And I have no idea what direction Kathy will be going in.
I have something.
All right. That's all I have. I'll catch you next week.
Bombadita, 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 bombadita,
until
bombadita,
we meet
bombadita,
again. Happy trails to you.
bombadita, bombadita,
He's fine
bombadita,
bad.
Who cares about the clouds when we're together? Just sing a song and think about sunny weather.
Happy trails to you till we meet again.